Hello and welcome. We are going to demonstrate HAProxy with DC and DR architecture. In this demo, we will configure HAProxy in a remote location other than DC. We will configure two backend application server in DC location and one backend application server as failover load balancing in DR location. Let's start with updating repository by apt update. It takes some time to update the repository. We will wait for that. Updating done. Now we will install HAProxy package on Ubuntu server with apt install HAProxy command. It will install the HAProxy package on our server. HAProxy is installing. It also takes some time. HAProxy installation done. Let's check if the HAProxy service is running on our server. Yes, the service is running. Now we will configure HAProxy services as general load balancing purposes with two backend web server in DC location. All the configuration of HAProxy is located at haproxy.cfg file in etc directory. We will change some options and remove some options from this file for our configuration purpose. Remove SSL part as it is not necessary for our configuration, and keep everything as it is for general options and default options. We will add two other options in this file. One is frontend and another one is backend. The frontend part receive the request from the client side. This is the frontend configuration. Here we will bind 80 port with our HAProxy IP for receiving request from the client. Also we will add the HAProxy status options as we can see the status of the HAProxy services in web browser. So these are the configuration for the front end part. In a backend part, we will add the application server pool for the HAProxy services. Let's see first that we have already configured our application server in a DC. This one is the first application server configured on CentOS with Apache services. Let's check if the Apache is configured here. Yes, the service is running. Also, let's check if it is receiving request from the client. Yes, it is receiving request from the client. The IP address of this first server is 192.168.207.32. The another one is configured on Ubuntu with the Apache 2 services. Let's check if it is running on the server. The Apache is running here. So check if it is receiving the request. Yes, it is receiving the request. And also we will check if this server is reachable from the first one server. Yes, the both servers are connected with each other. Now add those server as a backend poll service server on this part. The server declare is a keyword that declares the server. The web1 is the name and the IP address of the server. We will add the both server are here. The check command actually check the server service availabilities of that server. These two servers are configured on a DC part actually. Okay. Also, we will add the uh, algorithm of the load balancing is round robin. So that's all configured for the basic load balancing services with the HO. The problem is that we need to use sudo to write for this file. So I just copy these things and we will exit from this file and we will get back here again and paste the content. Just need to use sudo before as a privilege. So remove the part again for SSL and paste the content that we have already configured. Yes. After that, we will restart the HAProxy services and we'll check if it is work. Oh, the service is not started. There's some problem. You can use check the journal or also you can use HAProxy C-F, the file of the configuration file location. It will show you also the error if there is an error. Oh, the error is the status part in configuration file. So let's change this thing. It should be state, not status. Maybe, yeah. Let's check these things. Yes, this should be the states, not status. Okay, let's change it. So it should work now. Again the problem. So the configuration file checking is okay. So you can check the log file of HAProxy. Maybe we will try this thing again. No, something wrong with my configuration. So check this thing again. The problem is same. No, the service is not started. Let's check the HAProxy log file if there is a clue, I think. The problem should be the backend part. The app backend server web has neither service port nor check port. So the problem I think I got, we need to add the port with the backend server IP. So let's go there to change this thing. We'll open the file of HAProxy CFG again and we will add these things, the port number of the server actually here. the 80 and the also 80. So it should work definitely. Yes, the HAProxy service is now started. Let's check if it is started or not. Yes, it is started. So it's time to check from the browser. We will type here the HAProxy IP address and let's see what happened. Yes, we will get the default page of CentOS, and again we will get the default page of Ubuntu. So let's create a index file for custom index file. Actually, it will help us to understand much better. We'll do the same thing on both server. Okay, remove those things and add the simple line. So after starting, let's check again from the browser what happened. If I reload this one, yes, the custom page is now appeared, but need to identify the both server. Okay, so let's add the server name with the index file. Here the server to Ubuntu and the server 1 is CentOS. So it will help us to identify clearly what happened when and how the round robin is working. CentOS. Okay, let's see. Now reload. It is from Ubuntu to server and this server 1 CentOS. So the round robin redirect the both request on the both server. These are the state parts of the HAProxy services. Here the backend server has the poll server, the two server web 1 and web 2. So if we check here, we will get all the states and status of our services. Now let's install the and configure the third web services in DR part and for the backup load balancing failover. So on our third server, we are going to install Apache services. The Apache service is now installing. The service installation done. Let's start the service. Okay. Before that, create a index file for the backup server, and we will do the same thing with the server name. Okay, let's start the services and check if it is work. Okay, enable the service. Enable. Okay. We will also need to allow port on our firewall if it is running, or we can stop the firewall if we need. So check if it is working or receiving request. Yes, it is receiving request. From the HAProxy server, we can check also if it is receiving. Yes, it is receiving request. So now configure HAProxy for the failover load balancing with DC and DR. So go to the HAProxy CFG file for editing, and we just edit a little bit and add a small things with this configuration part. So these two are my server from the DC, and now I am going to add the third server from DR part and declare this server as backup. The third server, we are going to edit the name of the server, web1 dir, and the IP address, and with the port also it will check if it is available and declare as a backup. These simple things change the entire configuration system. The first two is primary and the third one is backup server. It will work only if the first two are unavailable. Now restart the HAProxy service and let's see if it is work. The round robin will just redirect request first to server. If we yes, this is the third one. Okay, all are available. Now we will disable the first two servers Apache service gradually. What happened, then we will see. Okay, let's say the third one if it is working. Yes, yes, the server of DC DR is working. So yes, that too. When we reload, the round robin is happening between these first two server actually. Now configure, actually I just configured the auto reloading that will reload the page gradually. Yes, and let's see what happened. Yes, okay, let's check the service is available. Yes, we are trying to shut down the both servers, or we can alternatively stop the service also. So it's better to stop the service, I think. From the first server, we are going to stop the HTTP services. Yes, we have already stopped the service, and let's, yes, the service is stopped, and let's see what happened. Now only Ubuntu server is available. So this this HAProxy not redirect the request to the third one, as the primary server is still live. Now stop the primary another Apache on from DC. Now the both server in DC are unavailable. What happened now? Yes, the HAProxy is now redirect request to the backup service. Means the DR server and it's already redirected. So the DR is now working. If we back again the primary server in DC, what happened? Yes, when they get the primary server, they redirect all the requests to the primary server. So the Apache HAProxy is now working in the backend as a failover load balancing. Yes, the both server is working now.